Greetings, traveler.
Another reminder, guys, that if it doesn't load straight away, please do not refresh. The draft will resume on its own. Just Monka H for a little bit. This tends to happen after the pick has been open for a while and lots of votes have come in. So the first pick tends to take a moment. Once again, don't refresh, just sit there and wait. It will start working. I'm sure people have done it before. Greater Spirit. Chat drafting is something that's been around for years, but leaderboard chat drafting probably hasn't happened that often. I know Guardsman Bob used to chat draft all the time. For any of you who remember Guardsman Bob, I think he switched to HOTS at some point. I don't know if he still streams. Wow. Single digits votes for the Grizzly. I'm proud, chat. I'm proud. Yes, Zip Gunner early. I agree. I like it. It's hard to get good threes in Hunter, so I like to pick a good three when I see it early. If we get 4 to 5 good threes, that's probably enough. So that's usually what I'm aiming for. This chat's really skipping Dig Day. Specifically for Hunter, Dig Day tends to get skipped, and that is fine. I think there are certain Hunter decks where you can pick Shovel Fist, but most of my Hunter decks that I like to draft don't really have room for Shovel Fist. All right, so this is a very good time to illustrate what a Hunter does and what a Hunter doesn't do. Hunter does not mess around with lackeys. Puny lackeys, only one of them goes face. Stupid cards. Hunter like anti-taunt, Hog Rider. Very good, very smart. So for me, it's a very easy hog. I also very, very rarely pick 5 drops when I'm drafting Hunter. So I don't hate picking one right now because I know I'm not going to be picking many later anyway. So for me, a very easy Hog Rider. Cable Rat just doesn't fit Hunter at all. I don't care that it's a beast. It's a 2-mana 1/1. That is not something you want to be doing in Hunter. Ignore this pick, please. No, every pick will be the way how chat. The moment I start commenting on the pick, that's when the votes get cut off and it won't matter anymore. I'm relatively new to Hearthstone. Is Arena worth my gold? So the easiest way to reply that is how much time do you have? If you wish to become good at Arena without investing your gold, you should play on the alternate servers as well. If you play on EU, play on NA and on Asia. Do the quests there, earn gold there, practice, save your gold on your main server, and then once you are better at Arena, play Arena on your main account and reap the benefits. That's a long-term plan, but that is if you value the gold higher than your time. Now, if time is of the essence, you can always use money, right, to buy Arena entries or to buy packs. So, yes, Unleash the Hounds. You guys know I love it. It's been great. Or Unleash more better. All right. Now, I will say that a web spinner there would not have been the end of the world, but I would have still preferred the Unleash. All right. Okay. I can't say anything here. All right, we'll do first to no, 100 is a good benchmark. If I would do it any differently, you guys would know I would be playing favorites here. I was really trying to find a way to, as objectively as possible, sort of sneak the Unleash the Hounds in there, but that wouldn't be fair. I feel like Animal Companion was ahead for 90% plus of the race, so I will pick the AC. I literally just said more hounds, more better. That means that we can pick more hounds for sure. So I will pretty much not skip the first 3 Unleash the Hounds. I know that is very, very leading, right? When I say this, which is why I always give people the disclaimer. Watch out, it's not a pure chat draft. If you want something where I'm completely not influencing the draft, but I cannot really explain to you guys how much I like Unleash without giving you that piece of information. Because that's a pretty good, you might say, well, how much do you like Unleash, Shady? I was like, well, I will pretty much pick the first 3. That's how much I like Unleash. The reasons why is there's Scribe right now. Scribe is a really good reason to pick Unleash. People go wide. There's lackeys that provide you with more 1/1s. Unleash is also a way to finish out the game, closing out the game in the late game. Isn't Unleash conditional? It's conditional on your opponents to have minions on the board. If they do not have minions on the board, you're probably in a pretty good position. Now, I know I'm being a little bit of a smartass there, because you might say, well, what if it's just one big guy the entire time? Yes, but that obviously happens less right now than the spread, just purely based on the meta. So is it conditional? A lot less than you would think. All right, Nelito, you are excused. You can go somewhere else, because this is not the way how we draft. All right, yeah, I'll take the AC, but know that for me it was definitely perfectly fine to pick the hounds. It's crazy, right? It's like buying tickets to the opera and say like, why are they singing so much? Willie asks, curious, how many minions does your opponent have to make it for a decent Unleash in your mind? Well, that's completely dependent on the health they have, your health, the minions on board. Usually I'm okay with a 3 minion Unleash, but you can usually get 4, maybe even 5 in some cases. Sometimes you can even pop your opponent's Haunted Creeper, create one extra dog. So yeah. I think right now there are very few packs where Zombie Chow is the pick. I think sometimes in Rogue it's quite good. I'll take the Web Spinner here as well, chat, so I like it. It's a bit early to commit to a Houndmaster. Yeah, I definitely like the Web Spinner myself there. You take so long to sing final song. Yeah, right? I don't know, right? That's how I feel like here I am. Like, I feel like I'm repeating myself so much, but even with throwing out the disclaimer time to time saying like, hey guys, it's going to be a slow-paced educational draft. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the pick. Even then, you still have these guys who's just like, just pick the fucking cards. Like, you can just go to any other arena stream and they're likely just going to be picking the cards. If you tune into this, you're here because you would like to hear my thoughts and could, you know, participate in the chat draft. All right, so Hunting Mastiff. I would like the Spectral Knight here. Here's why. I feel like because I value Unleash so high, I don't need the Mastiff. Mastiff a lot of the time is just a less functional Unleash. It doesn't go face for lethal, and it also doesn't deal damage in increments of 1, and it probably takes more mana to accomplish what the Unleash would. And Spectral Knight is a pretty darn good 5-drop. We don't have any yet. That doesn't mean that I'm super... So this is more the thing, right? Let's see. Vented Alloy, thank you for subbing. Welcome. Good to have you. Where's my train of thought? Yes. So the Spectral Knight, even though I told you guys I'm not planning on picking a bunch of 5-drops, this is usually how my deck ends up with 5-drops. If I'm not super high on the other picks, that's usually how I sneak in a 5-drop here and there. Bog, I definitely don't like right now. Big taunts are sort of over-bucketed and at the same time also are very vulnerable to the Shovel Fist. And Mastiff, I just explained, is probably just the worst Unleash, and I want to pick Unleashes. I'll still end up picking it, and I don't think it's going to be terrible, but I do think that a good body like the Spectral Knight that's hard to remove is great for closing out the game, pushing face damage. Also, I value Silence very highly, and then the Mastiff is also kind of unnecessary. I like Knight now, but would you pick it even if you had picked the 5 before? I don't hate the Hunting Mastiff experimental pick, but I know that Spectral Knight and the Piggy are super good 5s for what I'm trying to do. So it depends a bit. If I were experimenting, I would not hate the Mastiff pick. So that's why I like these chat drafts. We're not going to dwell on this for too long. Yeah, take the 2-drop with potential upside. That doesn't mean we have to pick every secret we see, because I know you guys. This might mean that we have to pick every secret we see. All right, what was I saying? God, I lose my train of thought so easily with, you know, with interacting with chat, thinking about the draft, and, you know, giving my thoughts. I was saying something. Yes, about, yeah, why I like the chat drafts. It's because sometimes you guys make me pick cards that I might not pick on my own, but I'm not really sure whether they are actually not the pick. I think that Snake Trap here, sometimes the draft just sets you up, right? It gave us a Scientist, it gave us the Spy, and then it gave us a very, very functional secret. We already have the Mastiff to sort of reply to a bigger minion as well, so we don't really need the Deadly Shot. So I think that this was just too perfect not to. This was just perfectly set up by the draft. Yes, I'm super fine with Snake Trap there. Oh, do we need the Monka H? I think we might need to. So once again, guys, don't refresh, just sit there. It'll start working in a moment. I think Snake Trap is probably the best secret right now. I think every time I proc Snake Trap, it would be the worst secret for me. Congratulations, Bento Gaming. It's my pleasure. Yeah, guys, I'm glad you guys are enjoying the educational chat drafting. All right, lots of profits. I'm a little bit surprised just because I know you guys love discovering. But yes, I'm quite happy picking a profit. But I'm a little surprised. But yeah, I'm not pleasantly surprised, that is, right? Pleasantly surprised. You can really see that animal companion now, I think, where we have the Zip Gunner and the Ooze. We need about 1 to 2 good 3-drops to make the curve work. Maybe 3 if, you know, we keep getting offered good ones. But I don't know. With the Mastiff as well, we'll see. But yeah, I don't mind the Ooze at all. People voting for Doctor should be banned. Honestly, I'm really once again not surprised, but it warms the heart to see how serious you guys are drafting. There are obviously some picks that are straight up different from what I would do, but they're somewhat justifiable. There's very little blatant trolling. Pixie, yes, I still agree, even though we have those 3s. And that's once again a point where I can, you know, say, because we might have picked the AC over the Unleash just because it was so early, but you shouldn't be afraid that you're not going to get any 3-drops, right? So I did say that I like picking good 3-drops, so maybe I set myself up a little bit for that, but there is still sort of a hierarchy in what cards you want, and we definitely want to unleash more than just a 3. Can you give a periodic beast an early game count? It's sort of on the screen, right? I don't know. I feel like I'm already doing a lot of stuff with reading the chat, thinking about the draft myself, and the most important part is to suppress the instinct for me to pick the card I want and to pick the card you guys want. I have that actually requires me to pay attention, because I've been there, right, where I'm like, kind of want to pick the card I want. Or like, oh, this is a chat draft. All right. Okay, so Hench Clan Hag. It's okay for me. We have 0 4-drops. Profit's a better card, but I don't hate picking the sort of unconditional 3. So definitely don't mind it. The amalgams are beasts. Guys, stop paying attention to whether something is a beast or not. Honestly, I feel like for the vast majority of you, this is negatively impacting your Hunter drafts. Beast synergy is not a big thing when you're drafting Hunter. Maybe if you already have Houndmasters, maybe if you have Beast Ragers and have 2 Hyenas or whatever, but it doesn't really matter a lot of the time whether something is a beast or not. I mean this, right? This is holding a lot of you back, I feel. You're just picking stuff because it's a beast. Like, you have Houndmaster, Hyena, the 3-2 that buffs. That's maybe it. I don't know. All right, Rapid Fire. I agree. Very flexible. Don't mind it. Only mechs matter. Exactly, right? You got to focus on those Ursatron setups. Why not Shades? It's so good. It's a 3-mana 3-3 that I can potentially let grow to a 3-mana 4-4 by not revealing it. It's not that it's unplayable, but it's not good. A lot of people, they kind of beat themselves by, and this is their exact thought process. I could attack with a Shade now, but next turn it's going to be bigger. Next turn. Could attack with the Shade now, but next turn it's going to be bigger. And this continues until they have 5 health, and then they die. So to use a Shade properly, a lot of the time, you have to attack with it when it's a 3-3. Because otherwise, you're playing a 3-mana card that's just frozen the entire time. I don't hate the Pixie here, but I do hate the Animal Companion now. I have to say. I think I would still pick the Pixie here, but it's getting close. I'm definitely eyeballing the Stormint a little bit, where I'm like, I'm getting a lot of 3-mana cards here. Oh well. They might not know you're being sarcastic about the Ursatrons. All right, I'll put things in perspective or context. We just had a draft with 3 Ursatrons, and I didn't like it. There. Beast. I'll let you have it, chat. It is a beast. But more importantly, it's a 2-mana 3-2 beast. Bam. On the other hand, Dire Frenzy gives you crazy value from possibly 1/1 Hounds, an Animal Companion, or Hunting Mastiff. Alright, so look at it this way. For Dire Frenzy to be good with your deck, you have to pretend that the only text on the card is 4 mana, give your beast +3/+3. I'm not saying that that is unplayable, but you need a lot of beasts, and a lot of the time, you're going to pick a Dire Frenzy, and then suddenly start picking every beast, regardless of whether it's the right pick or not, just because you're thinking, oh my god, I'm constructed, and then I can like make a Huffer, and I'll shuffle it in my deck, and I'm going to draw all the Huffers. Assume that you're not going to draw any of the beasts. That's how you need to rate Dire Frenzy. If you happen to hit the beast, I think this is fine, but maybe... No, we have a decent amount of 2s, right? I think On the Hunt is fair. So anytime you pick Dire Frenzy, you need to be prepared to not draw a single one of the beasts that you're shuffling in your deck. Honestly, getting good at Arena requires you to... First, you need to be good at drafting boring decks. Get used to loving just vanilla things that don't do anything but put stats on the board. Ooh, Chillwind Yeti, Bloodfen Raptor, Pit Fighter, Boulder Fist Ogre. Those are your friends. Very, very boring, just playing stuff on curve. And then as you get better at the game, you're going to start noticing where you can deviate and where you can pick the spicier pick, the more synergy-oriented pick. But if you're not there yet, focus on picking things that have good stats for their mana. That's kind of it. That's sort of the harsh reality of getting good at Arena. First, you got to get really good at drafting boring old decks where you just pick the amount of curve drops and minions that do well on curve. All right, I'm fine with On the Hunt. Guys, don't listen to him. Draft all the synergy. Now, of course, if you care more about landing a sick combo or whatnot, then don't let me lead you astray. This is purely for those of you who want to win, right? Because it teaches you just how far you can get by focusing on a good curve and minions that do well on curve. I agree. Let's take the Librarian. Your trick is to bore them to death, while simultaneously slapping them in the face with Yetis and stuff, but yes, sometimes they concede out of boredom. Alright, this is a slam dunk scribe, we're not going to waste time here. This is the perfect card for our deck. We need a thing over there. And that is definitely a thing. Yeah, if you're used to constructed, you're going to draft decks that won't do anything in Arena because you're trying to draft a constructed deck with limited resources. Constructed decks a lot of the time work because they are, you know, constructed with an idea in mind. You won't be able to translate that idea perfectly in Arena. I don't even know if I want this Timberwolf, guys. I think I probably do, given that the other options are Mana Addict and Blubber Baron. We do have a couple of beasts, courtesy of Twitch chat, of course, setting up the Timberwolf. I think it's fine. I think it's the best pick here. It's just that I very rarely pick it, but it's a very, very underwhelming pack. Shady, you underrate Blubber Baron. Okay, is that in the same fashion that I underrate the Fnatic? Because then I'm okay with it. How is Timberwolf not really good with Unleash? Well, you can make that argument for a lot of cards that are not so good when you pair them with another card. Sort of the mark for what a good Arena card is, you have to say, how good is this card without any support? That is usually the, and obviously there are exceptions. Don't get me wrong. It's not, Arena is not just about drafting good standalone cards, but to learn Arena and to get good at Arena, it is about that. And then you deviate from that and you look at the deck. Okay, what fits? What can I do here? What can I do there? Yes, 5-drop. Thank you very much, chat. Don't think it was close there. And drafting cards just because they are good in conjunction with one or two of your other cards doesn't always justify picking them. Now, given that my alternatives were a Blubber Baron or a Mana Addict, I agree. But that doesn't mean that Timberwolf is suddenly the nuts. Fish's Scale Height, I suppose. The deck is getting a little low curve. You can really see how if this deck had Spectral Knight and the Hog Rider, we are looking so good. The only thing we would need is a little bit of 4-drop action. But because we skipped both the Spectral Knight and the Hog Rider, this deck is looking a little low curve right now. So you can see that that's the reason that in those packs, I tend to like sneak it in, right? Like I'm just gonna pick a 5 here, I'm gonna pick a 5 there. They're not very high on my list, but I tend to just pick them in the packs where it's a bit underwhelming, the competition. All right, I'm gonna start off by saying that I don't hate Marked Shot here. I think there's two decks or two types of decks where Marked Shot I think is good. I think the deck we have right now is low enough. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it, right? But the deck we have right now is low curve enough to make sure that we can make that anti-tempo play, because paying 4 mana for 4 damage is not a great deal tempo-wise, but you do get a card out of it. So a deck with such a low curve as ours can get away with doing that. The other deck that likes Marked Shot is a slower hunter. So it's either you go a bit faster or you go slower. But if you are mid-range, what you want to do is you want to spend your mana on 4-drops and 5-drops at that stage of the game. So then you don't really like Marked Shot. Hecklebot's the same stats for 2 mana less, yeah. It is absolutely Violet Warden, and believe it or not, it's actually a fairly decent card for our deck right now. It's not exactly a Spectral Knight, but it's something that survives Flame Strike and Abyssal. Those are just examples I give, right? But usually when I draft a Hunter deck, or any type of mid-range deck, I want some cards that survive Flame Strike and Abyssal. Oh my lord, is that a 5-drop that survives Abyssal and Flame Strike? Chat, how did you know? How did you know, chat? That's exactly what I wanted. Count the battle cries for Blubber Baron. I will at some point try it, Ransu. Today is not that day though. Missed Hecklebot Ursatron, wow. That's, oh wow, it doesn't get pulled, no, never mind. I was thinking, oh yeah, and we could pull the Hecklebot without his battle cry, but that's not how Ursatron works. Yes, tracking. Absolutely. Tracking has always been underbucketed because people just hate killing their own cards. It's the same thing as Banshee. But yeah, tracking is by far the best card here. Not a fan of Automaton for 4 face damage. No. Sort of like Nightblade. It's not the worst, but it's not the best either. This is a tougher one because we do desperately need something to play on 4. And once again, courtesy of Twitch chat, there are a fair number of beasts in our deck. I think I might have picked the Houndmaster instead of the Hounds here. But I can tell you that I'm sad with another Unleash, so definitely don't worry about this one. This is why... But I said this yesterday, or not yesterday, I think I said this on Sunday. The closer you get to the end of the draft, the more you are going to deviate from the power pick. If this is pick 2, it's always Hounds for me. There's no exception. It is not pick 2 though, it's pick 28. And the deck really misses that mid-game punch where it's you know, plays a beefier minion. But I can't tell you that I'm sad with the other Unleash. So because the deck is pretty fast and the Unleash helps you finish people off, so yeah, I can't tell you it's wrong, but I think I would have leaned towards the Houndmaster just because turn 4 is going to be awkward now. Is that a 4-drop with 6 health? Chad, how did you know I wanted that? You're too kind. Yeah. So with that Houndmaster, we'd almost have enough cards for 4. I guess we could play Prophet on 4 sometimes. I'll start off by saying that I actually don't know what I want here. So I will evaluate this pick myself. Is that sound your computer fan or someone vacuuming? Wow. It's not that loud, so it's kind of weird. Who hears a sound here, guys? Or is there somebody vacuuming next door? Yeah, I think there's always like a very, very low hum. I think it depends. I think not for everyone, but I think for a lot of the people that hear a little bit of a hum from my computer, they have a headset on, right? And especially with a higher quality headset, you're definitely going to be picking that up. But I'm not even sure. Because when I listen to my own recording, I don't hear it. But I've got some pretty shitty speakers, so probably my speakers alone are producing something to counteract that. All right, we're going to pick the Mark Shot, of course. Web Spinner is really good. But I think for this deck, I actually agree with the Mark Shot chat. Gives us something to do on 4. Provides us with a little bit of extra value. But it's close. It's real close. I mean, obviously, you know, you can grade it that way, but it feels like a scale of 1 to 10 is so much easier to follow. For this particular draft, I'll probably give you an 8 or 7.5 and something. Do we want to keep a 4-drop in this deck? We have 1/1-drop we could pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a little bit of a greedy keep, but I think we're supposed to do it. Very nice. Only an 8. Hunting Mastiff could be counted as a 4-drop. Yes, but you don't want to, right? Three battle cries in hand already. But which one would have been the Blubber Baron? Wait, does Blubber Baron count when it's still in the deck, Ronsu, or not? Because it's probably playable then. If you have to have it in your hand, then you probably need to have it in your hand, huh? Only in the hand, yeah. Reminds me why I don't like the card.
Got something to hide?
Jumbo Imp all over again? Yeah, exactly. Why trade? Because I might get a 3/2 2-drop. Which is probably better if I'm gonna curve into a Toxic Sewer Ooze. And this trade is to potentially save my guy.
A stranger will offer you aid.
I think you could have gone face with the spinner. Wouldn't be that bad.
Put this apple on your head.
Hey, dudes! Over here!
Pretty good board state for us. Do you auto lose if you go second versus a hunter? No, of course not. The reason is that most people don't even draft hunter the way how you're supposed to draft hunter. Because they are all about the let's stack a bunch of marked shots and infest our board Pepega. But if you have someone that goes 1-drop into 2-drop into 3-drop into 4-drop, it's probably quite hard to come back from that. But luckily most people don't do that. So most definitely your average hunter won't curve the way how you think he's going to curve. How are you supposed to draft? Something that resembles this. Something that's much more on the board, curvy. I guess I'm going to use the frog. It's not crazy good, but pushes 3 face.
Show me.
Book. Yeah, this kind of hunter is much more about hitting people in the face. If he wasn't dead, then
Rexa versus Maed!
None can escape my fury.
Let the hunt begin.
that's a little bit of a riskier keep, but we have a decent amount of 3s and soldiers probably our best 4. This way you'll finish the mage quest playing hunter. Warlock's the best, Radu. After that, depends a bit on your personal preference. I like hunter a lot. Rogue is still decent. You can just go to hsreplay.net. He has the charging tank on the hunt hero power, I suppose. To the dome. To the dome, he said. I don't think it's worth to trade to protect the skill height, so smack him. Phase damage, very important. How did things change from tier 1 rogue with an empty tier 2? They nerfed rogue. Poor Valera. I'm assuming they're going to be nerfing Warlock any minute now. Can't be long anymore now, chat. Any minute now. Any minute now, lads. That Gul'dan nerf is coming right up. How did they nerf Rogue? They reduced the amount of good cards you get offered when you're drafting Rogue. Sorry if it sounds a little dry. It's just how it is. Give the rogue coins. I'll trade him 5 health per coin. It's a pretty good trade. Give him a couple of those. Do they announce arena nerfs? These days they're actually pretty good with it. Gonna get a pretty good Mastiff here, chats. I'm gonna give your boy Mastiff 1 point here. Ya boy Mastiff. Coming in. Especially good versus Rogue, because versus Rogue, the alternative would probably be to play the Warden, and then we wouldn't put as much pressure on him. Against a Rogue, you prefer to remove rather than counter develop, because Rogues are so good at removing your stuff. Face first, because that's important. I just like to get the animation on the coin rolling. I don't even know if that speeds it up. Missed the draft? Yeah, I will say that the amount of early game that was offered this game was much more consistent with a normal draft. So the previous draft was much more difficult in terms of how we needed to navigate it based on the lack of early game. Excuse me. You could kill it with a lot of work. Doesn't sound fun. That's a lot less work. Can't hero power though. How is this not an instant marks pick? I like to consider stuff. A big part of it is that you don't hero power, which might sound like a big deal, which might not sound like a big deal, but I really like hero powering. Why not on the hunt there for over scale heights? You can on the hunt his face, you can't scale hide his face. I think you just bait the dig day, right, and win the game. One off with infinite mana. This is only 5 mana, right? Smart moves. Concede. Yeah, if we had the spell power thing on board, it would have been lethal already.
Well done.
Your soul shall be mine. Let the hunt begin.
I haven't seen an Argent Commander yet. Is that card banned or something? I think due to the offering rates and the bucketing system, you probably just see the cards less, but it's definitely not banned. Timberwolf and Mastiff got points this game. I can't exactly award points to Timberwolf for that one, right? Alright, chat. Who's ready to win the game?
I'll show them all.
God damn it, the mastermind played around it. Oh, now my guy's not a 3/4.
Got something to hide.
No fun, this guy. Hero power? No. That is not something I can do, I'm sorry.
What fools these mortals be? Fool.
Show me.
For science. Tough call. Unleash fits how the game is going. So does Scribe. Shady, what's in the box? Rather not find out.
What you want?
What you want. I think our game plan is to clear that councilman though. That's annoying. I think he can still flip with Shadow Flame or whatever. Just gonna play those guys. It's the two marked shots in my hand that made me play a little bit more for board. Because we can, if you go full smork there, any type of healing is really bad for you. Just healing space. Okay. I'm trying to count the lackeys that are great here. Evolve is obviously nice. Rush is acceptable. 2 damage is acceptable. Skipping a hero power is a really big deal though. But I believe that the upside is worth it. Very nice. Alright. Tough one though. Tough one. Jerome, thank you for the 17 months. Welcome back. But yeah, that was a tough tough decision. Because being able to hero power is really what gets you there. But there were a couple lackeys that were really good there. Evolve was the best one. Shady triggered by the inability to go face. But I want to smork him. Got a bit of a synergy deck there. That's the one he pulled? That's the one he pulled. Okay. It's a tough one here. The multi-shot's great now, but it's really hard to beat this in the long run. We're not that close to killing him, so I'm not super happy about this. But I still think it's the play. Captain Kaulo, welcome. You too. Thank you for the 3. Welcome back. Do you never consider Prophet into Lackey in that spot? Prophet's a 7-drop then. Yes, but my Dark Scale healer is about to get killed by a Mistress of Mixtures. So, I don't think it's correct. Not a fan of this line. What would you guys have done?
What a tragedy! Better write this down.
He likes the void colors. You would have marked the 5-4. Be a soldier and a prophet ahead. Do you push 5 face or not, Ransu? I don't think you do, right? Then you take way more damage on your soldier, I believe. You push 5 less? Yeah, that's unacceptable for me. You miss a hero power? I'm not sure if you do. What did we bounce? Fairy Dragon, right? Oh, we can summon the Fairy Dragon for him. That's kind of cool. Needed more emotes. Oh wow. Do I want to track on 1? It's sort of accepting that I'm not gonna hit 2 2-drops or a web spinner. It's probably not good enough. Also, by throwing tracking, actually not. By keeping tracking, I increase the chance this can get discounted. Okay, so I still think we want to keep double 2-drop an option. I think it's better to throw. Warp Dagger, thank you for the 2 months. Welcome back as well. Ah, yes, the classic 1-drop or double 2-drop is still alive. Mulligan tracking gets you 1 card. Keeping it lets you mulligan for 3. At the expense of a mana in the early game. You left out the most important part. If it were 0 mana, I would obviously keep it. Do you only play Hunter? No. Sometimes I play Warlock as well. If I'm feeling like it. If the chat is feeling like it. Feeling cute? Might play Warlock later. No. Hey chat. I opened up a line where if I draw a 2-drop, I can play a 2-drop and rapid fire on turn 2. I did it by roping on turn 1. You proud of me? The powerful turn 1 rope, baby.
Calm down, I'm a doctor.
VRB Hayes, thank you for the 2 months. Welcome back. You too. Thank you for using Twitch Prime. 10 out of 10 with rope again. Now the rapid fire is gone and the scientist won't die. But our face is still alive. Hey, look at that, Ransu. We can still kill it. Oh my god. Behave! At least if we roll Huffer now, we get snakes. You could play this to be safe, but I want my reduction here, so I'm gonna be a little cheeky. Hey, what do you know? Pretty much a strictly better profit. Rewarded, boys. Just go like this the entire time. If that's how he uses his lackeys, I'm all for it.
This was not in my contract.
Wow. You play the imp, then you rush the imp, then you rush the rusher, and you keep your guy, right? Do we trade? And if so, 1 or 2? 1 goes face. Right now he can clear the board by hellfiring. But if he hellfires this board, do I care? Not really. If I don't kill both the lackeys, he can buff one of the rush guys with the imp and kill one for free. But then the buff is going on one of the rush guys instead of on a relevant minion. If I want to play around the Soulfire clear, I would have to trade both. That's too much. Just go face. Hellfire is fine, and I don't want to trade both for Soulfire. Otherwise it would protest. No, no, no! Yeah, last chat draft we had, we learned the hard way that when the imp says no, you gotta chill. Oh, and if he uses Inferno, that's also fine, right? It's pretty much his entire turn, especially if he's tapping, so. Although, not many decks should have an Inferno. Yunak Young, thank you for the 9 months. Welcome back as well. Shady H, right back at you. Hey, look.
I'm going to eat this one.
Ugh. I can't tell you I would have done it that way or ordered it that way. But he went for it. Next turn will be Scribe plus a 0 mana Prophet. We're about to give our opponent enough mana to play an Abyssal Enforcer. I guess we should trade and heal.
What a tragedy! Better write this down.
Shadow Flame becomes the new threat. So holding the Prophet is an option here.
Where shall I strike?
He has mana for dig. If he digs the 4 or digs the 5, trades the 4, well, the other way around probably. We keep 6. 6 and 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. I feel like I will let him Shadow Flame.
What a tragedy!
I don't want to open up a line where Shovel Fist and then healing is gonna save him. Do we ever trade the 4-5 and throw both if we want to play around Shadow Flame? No, I'm not missing damage here. If I want to play around Shadow Flame, I'll hold the 4-4 in my hand.
I wonder.
I'm assuming Coin Nether. No. It has to be Shadow Flame, otherwise he will trade the Scribe. Need to try and prevent him from setting up 2-turn lethal. It might be close if he has a Shovel Fist here. But he's not reaching for a coin, so probably not. Okay. A lot of it is going to depend on how much he trades here. I think if he's experienced in these types of situations, he will not trade anything. I feel like if you trade here, you give me all the time I need to kill you. So I'm definitely not a fan of his line. If you're ever in his position, just slam the Apple Bomb and send it all face. I don't know about the play into Shadow Flame. Why not just Scribe? Shovel Fist into healing. Like, if he had the Shovel Fist and he would then play an Apple Bomb, I might lose because I don't play the 4-4. Trading plays around Unleash. He's dead in 2 turns. He'll need to do better than play around a certain card. He's dead in 3 turns in his mind. No, I mean, he's dead in 2 turns right now. And how is he killing us? Obviously, he's dead next turn, right, with our hand, but... Oh, Coin Jiraxis? Oof, that'd be nasty. Or not.
Well played.
Yeah, this is honestly a very... You're just going to lose. So, you may as well assume that he doesn't have good cards. And then you can win.
Let the hunt begin.
So tracking same scenario here. Little different this time around because no coin. I'll probably keep it because no coin and play it on 1.
Greetings.
Greetings, traveler.
Wow.
The Scientist is quite good, but the Pixie gives us a perfect curve.
I move quickly.
Scientist might be worth more than a Pixie though. And there's a chance we hit a 3-drop off the top as well. We'll take the Scientist. It's too much. It's too likely that it's going to be better. Hey, look, it's a 3-drop off the top. The deck we made is actually good. You guys aren't too bad at drafting. It just needs to be a more conventional list. The last deck that was there was pretty unconventional. It's tough to draft that correct. Do you always coin a 2-3 if you don't have another 2 in the hand but are likely to draw a 1 or a 2? That's sort of a game by game and deck by deck case. It's not terrible to hold for sure. I can tell you that. I'll play the Soldier instead of the Hag here because of Snake Trap. We would just be creating a very wide Nova board. That's a pretty good trade for him. At least we get some schnicks. I think that was about a roughly equal mana trade, right? Because he lost a 4 mana card and a 3 mana card. I too lost a 4 mana card and a 3 mana card. So that was great for him, but not that insane. Why didn't you value trade the 2-1? Because his 3-3 still just goes back in. And it's 3 damage to his face. Which I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of face damage. I hear lots of good things about it as well. First opponent ever who doesn't want a coin. Which makes him dangerous, yeah. He realizes that it's just the 5-6. Well, not just the 5-6, but you know what I'm trying to say. So it's not a bad Mastiff, but it's not a bad Mark Chud either. I don't like Henge Clan Hag here, because it doesn't allow me to push any damage. So I'm gonna go in with the Mark Chud. There's no reason not to pick Call of the Wild, right? No, looks like the game would definitely go down turn 9. Oh, okay, new Neophyte. Enjoy, enjoy. Double time and double pay. I think I'm gonna go with 2 Mastiffs and a Toxic Sewer Ooze and just keep pushing the damage. Squelch? But chat, don't you want to hear what he has to say once we start playing Call of the Wild? I can't wait to hear what he has to say. It's good practice. I mean, you don't have to, you know, listen to these guys, but I really don't hate it. There's a world where the 3-2 goes in preemptively. If the 3-2 goes in preemptively, goes to 6. Squelching is good practice for squelching future players. I don't know. I don't mind. I guess it always comes down to this, that I used to play card games in real life, and somebody using some emotes in a game doesn't really affect me. At least in very large amount of cases. The math is easier if I put them on the board, so let's just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If the Huffer goes in, yeah, we get to push 8 if we like. Let's have a look at what the board looks like after this. He might have Dig Day, but we don't have great trades here. If he digs here and makes these trades, we've pushed 8, 12. I think we're 3 off, right? Because this is 3, 5. Yeah. Fury Hunter, what's up, my man? Yo, yo, buddy, welcome back, man. Hope you're well. Keep Huffer over Ooze so you have more beasts for Wolf. I think that's a very, very fair point. The obvious, you know, the obvious counter argument is that he probably trades anyway and you just open it up for Smite. But I don't think it was an invalid point at all. I think with double unleash in the deck, we should probably hold on to Timberwolf. Even though we're missing 1 damage right now. But I guess we can talk about it. Let's say he trades straight. No. He still needs something, right? And it's probably an AoE then. In the case of an AoE, it should be better. Because we are missing 1 damage right now. But I feel if he deals with this, he's AoEing. This is a very, very awkward shape for him, this board.
That's not a valid target.
It's not lethal if I hit the unleash this turn. I think we're supposed to play our dude. AC would be lethal 67% of the time. I think overall I'm fairly happy with what we did here. Yes, you could. Track is 1. Timberwolf's 1. Unleash is 5. Hero power 7. I've played Mark Shot. I can't. Web Spinner definitely stays. The Cable Rat is a bit of an... The Librarian is very awkward if he doesn't play anything. We could keep the entire hand and... Yeah, it's probably okay then. This way we get to adjust based on what he does. No need to play Timberwolf for lethal. He was at 8, wasn't he? Yes, but you only pull 1 dog. Because Mark Shot will kill the minion. Are you not keeping a 2-drop? Well, Dalaran Librarian silences your Web Spinner. So if he doesn't play anything for you to trade into, or if he doesn't play a meaningful botting to trade into, it's not a good play. You've played 15 Twitch chat drafts already. By now you should have learned how to get infinite mana. I think there were a lot of things to consider in that game, guys, and we went with a line that in the end had many, many outs for us to win. Tempo-wise, it's a good play. Screw the value. Yeah, I'm kind of okay not giving up on it here. Look, guys, we might have silenced the Call of the Wild. Usually, you know, I might take my time sometimes on obvious things, but that generally means that it's not as obvious as you initially assumed. Sometimes I just potato, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right, but not always. So 1 and 3 for Huffer. But I kind of don't hate going with the Lackey and the Dalaran. Because that means that next turn Leok just gets better. Misha will still be fine. And he can coin Mark Shot anyway for Misha or Leok here. So I think I'm okay playing the 1 mana card. Probably another Snake Trap given the meta. Pretty happy with the Schnicks, but Freezing Trap wouldn't be bad either. It's hard to be sad about a Freezing Trap, or Snake Trap rather. Have some picks where you didn't agree with chat proven to be more useful than expected so far. We've had one excellent Mastiff versus a Rogue. Trying to look at other picks, right? I didn't disagree with that many picks this particular draft. What are some other ones, guys? Oh wow, a snake trap. Man, he really baited us there. It's chat's favorite 4-mana card. We should have known it wasn't explosive. Yeah, but I'm okay with proccing it. My man. What do you think, chat? Are we cowards or not? This pick was made for smorking. That's just what I'll do. Alright, finish the song, chat. You don't like Yetis being alive? There are many ways in which this can go wrong. But I think our hand actually tells us to smork. Oh, did he have to trade the Huffer? He might have a Traveling Healer or a Hosen Healer if that's the play. I would not be surprised. Unleash? Yeah. But then we'll have On the Hunt, so it's not too bad. Chat made you pick Life Drinker? Not quite. Not quite. Alright, well, it's never Freezing Trap. Could be Counter Snakes. Could be a Snipe. Don't think I hate playing a Life Drinker. Missed 3. Ah, I always do this. I forgot to hit him in the face. Ah, damn. You guys really have to remind me I'm supposed to hit him in the face. I'll just keep forgetting otherwise. Actually, a pretty weird scenario. Just became less weird. Whoa! The explosive trap. Yeah, I think this is one of those turns where we just let him deal with the board, and then we have Hounds and Mastiff for later. My man! He's unfortunately going to get punished, but other than that, my man. So I think this is a good example of the Mastiffs versus the Hounds, right? For 3 mana, I get 4 dogs here versus 8 mana for Mastiffs. We could actually Hounds and still... I think we always Hounds, so I'll get it out of the way. I could actually still play some Mastiffs. Mastiff 1, Mastiff 2... Okay, he's done. Okay, sure. It's actually... What's that? I think we're in a really good spot. There's many plays you can do that will do. Are we going to have a Just Chatting in the near future? That is an option for next month, perhaps, but There's nothing planned. Throwing the 4-drops is a little scary. But I think we need to try and find a 1, a 2, potentially a 3. Alright, so we hope that we don't skip turn 2. It's going to be a big one. That is surprisingly good here. That, no doubt, will be very useful at some point. Honestly, this Cable Rat top deck might be the difference between the win or the loss. Play the Pixie to play around the bow. When should you choose Deadly Shot versus Wing Blast when drafting Hunter? I don't really have enough Wing Blast experience to really tell you. It's not a bad marked shot, but it's a much better Soldier of Fortune. Getting a 5-6 developed is quite a big deal. Now we could potentially Lucky to finish this off, or Hounds if he suddenly goes wide somehow. Yeah, having the 5-6 for this is huge. The most likely play I would guess would be just Zip Gunner. And just play it slow. You could also Snake Trap and Hero Power. But we're not exactly in the Hero Power stage of the game right now. Pew! So he got a really fast start, but we've recovered quite nicely by playing a 5-6 on turn 4. Oh my god. I guess we're getting unleashed. Okay. Can kind of see it, but we're still in a really, really good spot. So Marked Shot Snake Trap fits the turn a bit better. But Chief Inspector and keep the Marked Shot for flexibility feels a lot better. It's not the worst. Hunter's Mark would be quite vulnerable here. Maybe I should have played it first even. Next turn might be a buff timing. Yep. But then we'll just ship it all phase. Remy, thanks for the 45, man. Man, that is starting to add up. Glad you're still around. Glad you're still enjoying the content. Toxfin? Yeah. But 5 damage phase, guys. The good old 5 damage phase. Oof. Oof. A lot of oofs right there. Now we get to save our Unleash. We've got a pretty reactive hand. So Animal Companion could be better. Rapid Fire is super useful, of course. 9 lives doesn't feel like it will do anything. Not as long as Rami. No, still very long, Gudek. Dude, more than 3 years. Welcome back. I think I'm just going to pick the AC, but it's a tough call. I think we're at the stage of the game where... Because he didn't have Unleash with his Hyena. I think I'm confident playing into it. Hero Powering would not be a terrible decision at all. But we have a potential of Leok next turn. So summoning a board full of 1/1s is pretty nice. And there is a pretty reasonable read that he doesn't have Unleash, seeing as he played Hyena. And the best he could muster was a Hog. So 9 lives doing anything? Yeah, the Zip Gunner, but it puts it in your hand. Wow. That is so... He's not sniping. Did he top deck Unleash? He did not, right? So my read was off. What made him not Unleash when he played Scavenging Hyena? have to say I'm a little confused. Flexibility-wise, the Violet Warden is better, but the game is coming to an end, so screw the flexibility. Let's get the power out. Unleash the power! You wouldn't dislike 9 lives into Zip Gunner. You're still paying 6 mana for a Zip Gunner though, right? Because it doesn't put it on the board, it puts it in your hand. So, meh. I mean, I get that you get the buff on the thing, right? But for the same argument, you could say, well, you can AC and immediately get 4 off a Huffer, or get damage off the Leok, or just summon a 4/4 for 3. You get the 1 Death Rattle trigger for free, compared to summoning Animal Companion. I don't like it. Wow. Mad Scientist into Snake Trap. OP, OP. So many hunters. It's a really good class right now, but you need to know how to draft it. Just like my chat. I'm gonna get the pressure out. If we top deck a 2 is great. If On the Hunt is good, it's fine. If neither of them are good, then I guess I'm killing a 3/2. That's fine.
Got something to hide?
It's like we complement each other here. For science! You can use ! Twitch chat. Tom Rocks to have a look for yourself. The beast is near. 1 Misha, please. Thank you. Now he's gonna be like 1 Mark Shot, please. And then off the top. Thank you. No Mark Shot. Feels okay, man. I think we're going to miss 4 damage to the face, chat. I'm not proud of it, okay? Ha, fool. The snake is just a beast, but the amalgam is everything. I don't think we have the hero power. I think we're just gonna play the ooze in 1 rapid fire, right? I used to sack the amalgams to play around Hungry Crap, but Corrupted Seer doesn't kill Murlocs, so it's better to keep him around.
Pay attention, class.
I am ready to learn.
It's ready to learn. Hello, Bunny. This face. We saw not smart play. The song doesn't go, do me face? Nope. I suppose one of the amalgams into the teacher is an okay start. Gosh darn it. He's gonna snipe my Prophet. I don't want him to snipe my Prophet. I don't want to, chat. You can't make me. I'm just trying to make sure how much we have here, right? The hounds always happen this round. I don't think there's anything that can prevent it, right? I mean, I guess he could have... Oh yeah, yes, the thing, right? Okay, never mind. There's the 5 mana guy that heals you for... There's a 5 mana guy that heals you for 2 per minion.
Rexa versus Maiev.
None can escape my fury.
Let the hunt begin.
Beating Shady, that's what you're doing. That's like having an apple bow in your hunter deck. Yeah. What kind of monster would do that? I think he's still win it. Yeah, I guess it depends on his hand, right? If his hand is just stacked with Call of the Wilds, maybe you lose. I don't know. But I think that in hindsight, trading 1 extra dog into 2/1's actually okay. But that's really nitpicky. It's very, very nitpicky. We got a pretty insane curve though, so even an 8-0 rogue is gonna at least struggle a little bit with this. Oh, I guess that's potentially a turn 4 play. The Twitch chat account is probably less prone to sniping. Yeah, that is true. Not that I think I get sniped all the time, but it's inevitable that it'll be less likely. It's true. He missed the mana, it's over, yeah. Don't forget to tip your Tauren. I guess a 3/4 plus snakes feels better than hag and let him kill one.
Got something to hide?
Order, don't miss it. Wait, I'm supposed to play this guy first, or? My man. Hench Clan Hack feels better than Soldier of Fortune on this board, assuming that you will be trading into the Shaku. Next turn it's going to be turn 6. We'll either play 3 Mastiffs or Soldier. On the Hunt is useful, but Pixie's another thing to play. I think that given the hand, 3 Mastiffs next turn, and then Pixie, Soldier of Fortune is better. It's a close call though. He's healing 1 a turn off the bartender, so I will accept the trade. That's a tough decision to make though. Do you have a Mastiff now to clear the bartender? I entertained the thought, but it didn't feel better than developing a 3/3. Alright, Mastiff is sort of good here, right? 4-1, 2-2, 1-3. It's actually perfect. Feels good, man. Your Mastiff is performing, chat. It's probably the bigger one. Fan of Knives is not a card high win rogues draft, right? Trade off the 2/2/1s. See, that would be smart. Alright, I'll give it to you, chat. No, wait, the proper reaction is... Mastiff is not so good, right? No, look, chat, it got cleared by Fan. No, I disagree with your Mastiff pick. It's no good. At least the Pixie pick sort of works out, right? Given the curve. Look how bad the Mastiff was. Yeah, no, you're totally right. I should trade both the 2/1s. Been playing with a headache for the last couple hours. Might not have been drinking enough water. Why didn't you keep the 4/3 Mastiff? You forgot the smiley face, Sync Master. It needs a smiley face.
Amazing.
Astounding.
Why did you not make the better play, streamer? Smiley face. I don't understand. If you make the better play, you're more likely to win. Smiley face. It's not that hard, really. We got Hounds. It's probably still better to deny him the things on the board.
Desperate seas I roam.
Take the 5. Very nice.
Smart move. I can see it.
Where is the stay hydrated bot when you need him? 9-0 with this deck. It's not a bad deck. Like the mark shots are sort of covering for the lack of 4-mana cards. We picked up 2 5-mana cards in the end, and we have 2 6-mana cards, so the curve's pretty good. I'll get right on it. Coin Hog is what I'm thinking about. Or not Coin Hog, just Hog. So, if normally you play the Scientist, no question. But if he has the Hog, the Librarian is a little bit more annoying. I think I will actually lead with the Librarian for that reason.
I just want some peace and quiet.
I would say the Scientist works out better, but only barely so. So I guess I'm okay with how things went. He trades there. Ah, a 3-drop. Convenient. Misha. On second thought, maybe a Huffer is better. I think I'm gonna go for a Huffer. Do I trade the Flame Imp or not? What is the point? The point is dealing 2 less phase damage. What a terrible point. Hearthstone is so easy when you think about it, right? Just make the play that gives the other guy less health. I got this.
Don't forget to tip your Torin. Astound.
We can do some really Unleash the Hounds Timberwolf shenanigans here. But you can also just jam a soldier. If you go for the Timberwolf without the Unleash, it's a little bit awkward. I think I'm actually going to go for the Unleash play, yeah. This is probably more of a threat right now. I don't know whether this is correct, but let's figure it out together. I think killing the Flame Imp might be right. It's gonna Shadow Flame patches, right? Hellfire, okay. I stand corrected. Hitting him in the face was correct. Feels okay, man. Inferno would be bad. Mad Baltic, thank you for the 39 months. Time flies indeed. Man, some long subs today. Thank you, Mad Baltic. Welcome back, my man. As always, hitting him in the face proves superior.
You love my new recipe.
Oh god, no, not the 4-2, please.
Let the hunt begin.
He should probably coin the 2-2 Lackey, right? That's also fine. Lena, thank you so much for the... What was that, 110? 110, thanks, yeah. I have to like add, damn, that's scary. Feel like I've learned lots this run already, thank you Shady. Thanks so much for the bits, Lena. I tried to set up the rush into the 2-2, but unfortunately he didn't have a 2-2. I don't like the start. I think we're in a bad spot this game. This might be a loss. This feels like it's over. We're gonna need to get some marked shot magic. Oh, look. It's marked shot magic. Okay. Who am I to deny destiny here? Guys, it's marked shot magic. I agree. That was rather wow. Wow, we lose on that turn if we don't top deck exactly Mark Chop into a good card. I would say now it's still going to be a little tricky. We definitely haven't won yet, but we're back in it. Some might even say, we're in it, boys. Pog. I believe that with the call, we're still supposed to play for board here. It's a little scary to play the Zip Gunner without a minion. But out of my board, this should clearly be the least desirable trade. So we shouldn't be too scared. And there's a minion. Nice. We bluffed him for a turn. He had no clue. So I guess trade, make a bit ooh, make a big ooze, rapid fire, ping. Not a phenomenal turn, but good enough given what the early game was. Why do you pronounce Mark Chop? What's a Mark Chop? Oh, Mark Chop. I say Mark Chop. Mark Chop and Mark Chop are very different things. Since when are you so trigger happy with your mouse? I'm trying to think of what you mean. Maybe since I played auto chess? I don't know exactly what you're referring to, so... Oh, you mean the clicking, this? Ah, yeah, probably auto chess. I don't know. Oh, Machop. Yeah, I didn't like him. Was more of a Hitmonchan kind of guy. This is an interesting position because you know he will trade the Pixie or the 4/4 with his 5/5. And then if you Call of the Wild next turn, the math doesn't really add up nicely. Which I think makes you trade the 5/5 instead, but it's pretty close. Because a free kill is pretty nice as well, but I don't think we can afford it. It's a shame. But I just don't see how leaving the 5/5 alive and then playing Call of the Wilds works out better than this. Most likely played StarCraft again. Yeah, Auto Chess felt a bit like that in that you wanted to be ready for the turn, right? I was like, all right, get ready to shop, and go, right? Auto Chess was a lot of waiting around and then bursts of APM. All right. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to let him pop that and then counter him with hounds. So Holy Nova is the beat, but we will have a big Leok. Dig Day is good, but it's no Holy Nova. Because if you proc the Scribe, you AC, but he'll go right back in and you won't have enough time. I don't know if we get there, but I know that if I kill this, I definitely don't get there. So let's give it a go this way. Yeah, if he has the MC, we probably just lose. You would trade and bounce on top. I don't think we ever get there like that. I don't think we get there like this either. But I can't not play the Warden, so I just needed to hope he traded with Burley. Trying to find a world in which we live. Pork. Evolve into Pyro. Doesn't win me the game. That seems rude.
Well played. Well fought. I can see.
GG. Because I think if you trade off your Huffer into the Burly and try to play for board there, you're gonna get sorely disappointed. I think the only way you get there is by squeezing in some damage left and right. This, however, is a much better matchup. Earlier when you talked about the AC, you kept referring to it in the past tense. Sound like you've left it behind you. I don't know what you are talking about. Oh, you mean auto chess, not animal companion. Yeah, referring to AC in the Hearthstone stream is animal companion. Yeah, I don't know, it's like I have too much stuff to do. Too much stuff to do. Hunter is aggro in this arena meta. Is this an aggro hunter? Well, I'll put it this way. If you consider this hunter aggro, then sure. The abbreviation for animal companion is Huffer. Smork.
A stranger will offer you aid. Side effects? No. Trust me.
Got ourselves a cheater, boys. Good old cheater. He's making us trade, the bastard.
Greetings, traveler.
Fairy Dragon from Mystic. That would have been nice. You would have bounced the 4/4. I would not, but I'm guessing that's clear from the fact that I didn't.
Well played.
Thanks.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Thanks.
We're keeping it friendly, right, chat?
Well played.
No look save.
Do I hate him having a Pagel if he flame strikes me? I can't imagine I do, right? Oh, no Pagel proc. Feels Pagel, man.
What a tragedy. Better hands down.
Well, we still got one extra thing. Oh, he might Conjure's Calling, but that's okay. Then we're rid of it, right? Perfect. I mean, I'm a hunter. I can't trade everything a mage plays just because he might Calling it. That's not how we roll, okay? So obviously the Mark shot to kill the 5/4 is pretty good. But I'm definitely already eyeballing the face a little bit here with the Unleash. We can put him to 4 this turn. And then potentially discover lethal. And if he wishes to flame strike us, I think he should have done it. So he might have a blizzard, but then I can silence for lethal. I don't want to extend the match needlessly versus a mage. It's crazy because it's a really good mark shot. But 4 is a really good number.
Well played.
It's like a puzzle for him.
Well played.
But you can't really do it against Priest. That all in.
Your soul shall be mine.
Can I have your wallpaper? It's mine. What do we do with this chat? Is this like fog? Or is it I want my scientist? I could go for I want my scientist. Could maybe even do it this way. Find the scientist and then pop off. I'm gonna go for this. I think this is better than keeping the trap. Diggy diggy hole, diggy diggy hole. It seems like we're throwing away a big thing. I don't think it's necessarily that good though. Because look at it this way, App Mist. If my turn 2 is a trap, and my turn 3 is a Sunreaver Spy, then I've played a turn 2 Snake Trap into a turn 3 Pixie. Is that good? I don't know. It's okay. It's true, it's okay. I'll play this for the Hog. Hog looks pretty bad. I played a Raptor. Everybody's getting banned. What's going on? Oh. Oh. Alright, Huffer. We've been through a lot together, my man. But I'm gonna need you to sit this one out. You get it? I'm gonna need Misha or potentially Leok. Can you do that for me? The answer is no, he cannot. That's a painful 33%er. Now what's the correct way of approaching this? Are we supposed to hit in? Are we supposed to pass? He could still have a Hog. I think we're supposed to hit in. It's pretty darn scary. This is not the PJ Salt spam stream run. I mean, it's okay. You're just looking a little out of context. It's okay though, right? Like, it's normal in other streams, but we usually don't do that here. Oh, the pre-hit was nice. The Weasel though. Getting some Weasel action. Digging a hole. Timberwolf Unleash sets up a way to come back. Mark Chod is a good card. Scribe is one of our big cards. Interesting decision here. If I'm playing the Raptor and the Tunneler, he'll probably trade the 2-3 in the Tunneler, 5-4 in the Raptor, play 1 or 2 dudes. My instinct was the Timberwolf, but the Mark Shot might be what we need to win this game. Because after we clear this, we don't necessarily win. I'll go with the instinct, but it might be wrong. We're gonna need to draw a specific set of cards after this, or at least pull a 5 or a 6 off this one. Yeah, it's true that Timber and Unleash helps with the comeback more, but how do we win from there? We need to still actually win the game. Violet Warden's the obvious nuts here, right? Beautiful. So I can push 2 additional phase damage at the expense of having a 1-1 on the board instead of a 1-3. I think we always lose this. God damn. I think we lose this. The tracking was rather brutal as well. Meh. Yeah, the Deathlord was... I mean, if we roll a Leok or a Misha, I think we can win. But the Huffer roll was pretty brutal. Soldier's nice. Why trade the 2-3? Because the 1-1 can go face. Had it been Leok or Misha, it would have been a 5-8 to face. Yeah, but still, if you proc the Deathlord earlier, it's still better, I feel. Anyways, I'll focus on the game. The fuck was that order? Yeah, I think he just played too fast. It happens. I've done some pretty stupid things myself. We're probably gonna need that Marked Shot magic, and that's sort of why I was hesitant of milling the Marked Shot. Remo, 25. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for using Twitch Prime, man. Welcome. I don't think we have a choice, right? Do we just die to that card? Is the Subarus in my hand gonna win it? Let's think about it. He trades. He abyssals. He's at 8. He goes face. It's an extra thing. How do I get punished for not playing it? He coins a Shovel Fist. He coins the Shovel Fist. He trades, and I have no pressure. Okay, I'll play it. It's the Shovel Fist with the coin that makes me want to play the 4-3. Abyssal is phenomenal, as always. But I might still beat an Abyssal, right? Whereas if it's a Shovel Fist, it makes quite a big difference whether I have the 4-3 or not. Could have the Void Caller pull it. I missed too much phase damage for killing it. Also, if so we couldn't. Oh my god, that's a little tilting, I gotta say. Minor tilt there. I think had he had a demon, he would have traded for us. If we pull on the hunt, I don't have lethal. But if he has a blast crystal, he kills us. So it's not as easy as it first looks. I think we're supposed to kill a 3-1 here. I think if you have a big boy demon, you definitely play it yourself. Going face and forces him into trading. Yeah, but he just blast crystals and wins the game, right? If he didn't have the damage to kill us, then obviously you go face. But you're dead to... Yeah, I think you trade this one. Yeah, it felt like it was empty because he would have traded the 1-1 himself. There's a blast crystal. There's an apple bomb. Alright, rapid fire. It's pretty much the only one. Oh, yes! Woo. My girl coming in for the kill. Woo. Oh my god, man. Oh. That works. That works. Some weird stuff for Hunter, at least. How good was Mastiff in the end? Pretty weak to fan, other than... It's like an inside joke for the guys that were around. And girls, of course. Right. Not bad.